not coming live that much. So I had some work to do, and there is a lot on my plate when it comes to November and December. And that is why I'm going to complete some work while I talk to you guys, and you'll see my multitasking live, right? And as I do this multitasking, I am actually writing a Canva post where I'm going to share the experience of one of my one on one clients who was an entrepreneur, who is an entrepreneur, and she wanted to increase her income. She wanted to reduce the amount of anger that she experiences and the reactions and everything, anxiousness. So we helped her to focus on things that really help her make money. And we added some new services to what she delivers, services that were really aligned to her artistic flair. So, if you are someone who has been thinking from a long time that you want to work with me on a one on one basis to transform your life or your business, the slots are very few left, okay, for the one on one for November and December. So, the sooner you reach out to me, you are more likely to find a slot, okay. So, I love to work with people who want to do something that is heart led. What do I mean by heart led is, that this is something that you really wanted to do from a long time, or you are not able to understand what to do from a very long time, and you are distracted, you're confused, and you want somebody to give you clarity regarding that. So coaching is a great process for it, and the things that we do at our signature coaching program Rise are also going to help you a lot. So I'm just drafting this story while I tell you about my story of patience. Okay, so I have been a person who is not very, very patient. Okay, growing up, a lot of clients who come to me and they see me in my first session or they see me in my YouTube video, they're like, Rutuja, you're so calm, you're so grounded. Dude, I had to do a lot of inner work for this. Okay, I had to learn this thing literally. If you saw my old videos, I would speak so fast, which tells about how ambitious I am, how restless I can be, or how impatient I can get with things. So, originally, I won't say that I am a very patient person, but patience is a quality that I eventually developed. So, if someone like me can develop patience, anybody can develop patience. But I cannot take a master class on patience. Okay, if you want to develop a certain quality, a lot of people don't understand this. When you come to me as a client and I'm coaching you, it's not that I'm going to give you a lecture on productivity, I'm not going to give you a lecture on patience. I'm going to embody that first. Okay, so what does embodiment mean? I'm going to help you understand this in very, very simple terms. So when I went for my first session as a client to my coach when I was just starting, I saw how patient she was with me when I tried to rush things. Okay, so let's say we're discussing a topic, okay, that's related to my career, that I'm confused regarding certain things. And I also start to bring in certain other elements into it which needs specialized attention. Then she would say that, if it is not a very healthy thing to include in the discussion right now, she would say that let's look at that later, let's come back to what we are discussing right now. So, whenever she nudged me that way, I understood that, hey, my mind is getting distracted by trying to rush into things. Okay, so what my unconscious has had learned is that being ambitious means that you keep rushing onto things, okay, and that is how you stay consistent, that is how you stay productive. But this quality that I need to be patient with myself, I developed when my coach was embodying patience for me. Okay, she had patience to listen to what I had to say, she had the patience to go deeper into what I might not be saying about things. So she would ask questions to actually get to know about that. And this is what I picked from her when it comes to my practice. And there are different elements that I picked up from different people, and this is called the unconscious learning, a learning that happens when you are not actively learning it. And this is one of the benefits of coaching that a lot of people don't understand, or NLP for that matter. Okay, that you are picking up things unconsciously. A lot of my ways I speak, or certain, you might have observed that there are certain English words that you pronounce just like your English teacher, just like your English teacher. because you unconsciously mirrored it, you unconsciously picked it up. And I also learned that patience from some of my friends, especially in my college days, who were really, really patient with me. They knew that, this girl, she also wants to do social work, she also wants to do this, she also wants to do that. And they made themselves available for me. Or, when I was sitting with certain heavy emotions, I had my friends around with me who would actually be open to, uh, listening to that emotion, or holding space for that emotion. Because most of the time, because I would be, in leadership positions, or I would be the one who's giving solutions all the time, I would be the one who's taking care of people all the time, a lot of them always came to me for solutions, or a lot of them always came to me for consulting in any way possible. But there were few of them who were actually holding that space for me. And because they held that space for me, I knew how to, hold that space for other people. For example, even if, I disappointed them at certain point, they would still show up for me again. Okay. And that's how I learned that it is okay sometimes to disappoint people when you are in a different priority. And that is how I also allowed myself to be disappointed by other people sometimes. Otherwise, if these things I did not see and embody, I was this person who got frustrated at the first minute of something not going according to me. Okay, so let's say that I start recording this video, and if a car passed on from here, or in the afternoon when I usually record, there's a pattern that our sabzi wala will come around, okay, and will start screaming that I have come. And all of these things would drive me crazy before. Now I know that, let's say I started to shoot, but for some reason the sabzi wala arrives, and I can that time just close the video, wait for that sabzi wala to leave the colony where he stops shouting, and then make a video peacefully. That's how I don't get frustrated that much nowadays. But still, if there are too many sounds and noises, people honking around, that can still frustrate me. So the tolerance has definitely increased a lot. Okay, a lot. And this belief somewhere that, if things have to be successful, they need to go according to you from day one, is a belief that makes a lot of people feel stuck. Okay, that is why when they are not able to follow a certain kind of routine, they just leave doing that thing. Okay, if today, let's say, for some reason I was not able to go to the gym, I'm not going to leave going to the gym because of that. That is a routine, something that you do every single day, and it has its own benefits. But when it comes to real life, and if there are, say, challenges that are coming your way, due to which you're not able to show up. So for me, that rhythm is that I keep showing up to gym. Sometimes I go in the morning, sometimes I go in the evening, whatever is the most feasible thing that time. I can pack in a workout during that time. Sometimes I work out for 30 minutes, sometimes I work out for a bit longer, 1.5 hour. And it's okay for me to do that. It keeps me in a rhythm. So another observation that I have had for myself is that staying in that rhythm is more important than staying in the routine. Okay. And if you're somebody who is a creative person like me, and who has creative this instincts, let's say I wanted to talk about this topic, I quickly went ahead, put on a lipstick, and I just started to speak to you guys. If you want that kind of a life, rhythms work better for you than routines. Okay. So for example, many of my clients, especially women, right, so sometimes their child sickness can show up, or something else can show up in their routines, due to which they can feel really frustrated that I why am I not able to do this one thing every single day. And I want to say that it's okay if the results that you get after doing something four times a week, or you do it every single day, if the result is not that big of a difference. Okay. And whatever you are doing for those 4 days is really effective. Okay, let's say I am creating content for YouTube only 4 times a week, but the content that I'm creating is really relatable to people. it gives me the result. Okay, this is better than doing nothing. Like, this is better than feeling guilty about a lot of things that you cannot do, and then you're focusing on the things that you can do. Okay, and one of the major reasons why people are stuck is that they over focus on the things that they cannot do. For example, the city that I live in is not suitable for my career, or the kind of camera that I have got is not good for filming videos. A lot of reasons as to why should we stay stuck and why should we stay helpless are something that you will hear from people a lot. But if we just shift this to one small thing, what is it that I can do right now? Can I just make a poster and post it? Can I just, if I'm not able to actually go to another city, can I start building a network into another city where later on somebody will invite me? Let's say I want to build a network in a different city for my training programs. I start to network with those people on social media, and then eventually I may be called, right? If I build a good connection, I pitch my services, I may be called to that city for some kind of a project. So when you focus on your limitations, you don't get a lot of opportunities because you're not able to see the opportunities. What you are seeing at the moment is only the limitation aspect. Hence, a lot of times I have literally helped my clients change the way they look at their situation. Okay, so I had one of my clients who was like, Rutuja, I want to find my job, I want to get back to my career. So from that, what I'm remembering is we are doing a workshop, ladies, especially if you are somebody who's wanting to grow in your career, or you have taken a career break and you want to get back to your job. We are doing a workshop on the 22nd of November, and you'll find the link in the description to register for the workshop. So I'm going to share like real time case studies as to how did I work with women to help them find out something that can become the stepping stone. Because what happens is, after a long career break, first your confidence reduces. Second, you are not able to identify what should I really do. Okay, and that keeps you stuck in a very vicious cycle of, I am not good enough, I have no experience, and how do I create that experience? So I have helped a lot of women break these patterns by helping them see the opportunities that are present. For example, I have suggested this to a lot of women that if you have a family business, or if your partner has certain kind of business, or anybody can open up an opportunity for you, first do that. Okay, because if you go to a new company overall, you'll be starting at a much lower position. But if you have some kind of leverage where you know somebody, you'll start at a much higher position. This was something that the client didn't see in the first session by herself, but when I suggested this thing to her, she was able to see that, she was able to build on that, and what she is doing right now are wonders, with that opportunity. So that is the importance of recognizing opportunities, and this is something that I am going to be teaching in the masterclass that's going to happen on 22nd of November. So after this live is over, you can come back to the live and you'll see this link flashing also on my YouTube community post. So you can come, ladies. This is a work that's close to my heart. I want to help women enjoy their life and also, support their own ambition. So we don't have to choose between our ambition and our enjoyment. We can actually, experience both. So, Shivangi, it is online for the moment, and offline, I'm going to do many things offline soon. So, guys, whoever are live, tell me from which city you are joining in, so that I know that maximum of my crowd is from which city. Okay, so people who will be watching these lives later on, please tell me in the comments which city do you stay in, because if I know where my audience is, I can arrange something in that city. So, you are from Lucknow, but you are going to move to Bangalore soon. Oh, amazing move, Shivangi. Kerala. So Bangalore is on my list for sure, but right now I am in Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, which is my hometown, which was previously known as Aurangabad. So we are going to do an offline event soon in Sambhajinagar first. Okay, and as I get more and more, opportunities, and as I get more and more demand from these cities, I'm going to also come to your cities and conduct workshops, okay? Because I am rooting to meet my subscribers, people who follow me on a real time basis. I mean, online is cool, but what energy exchange happens offline, it's amazing. So for now, the career comeback masterclass is happening online, okay? But you are going to definitely get a lot of benefits out of it, because this is how I have created results for my clients so far. Most of the things have been online, and there are some group coaching sessions or some trainings that I have done offline. So I'm very confident with my online tools and techniques. So y'all can come. Y'all will see the result of it. Okay. And anything else that you guys have a question or you want to ask me, put it in the comments, put it in the chat so that I can read it out and I can give you some inputs and insights. I have never been to like the Bangalore city. I have just been at the airport for a layover. And I was actually traveling to Coimbatore for my Isha Yoga visit. And Kerala is a place where I really want to go. I mean, whenever I have heard anything about Kerala from anyone, they just say that it's worth a trip. As I said, that I'm working while talking to you guys. Okay. So that is the thing about success, that is the thing about success, that it is very, very messy. Okay, you might have seen these ads and reels go on social media that, hey, you want to quit your 9 to 5 job, become a life coach, and you'll have the freedom, the time freedom that you're wanting, this and that. You have it, you get all of it. Like, I have the luxury to work from my sweet little home, not a little home, but a sweet home, which I used to feel that I will have to leave, permanently to actually go find my dream thing. But this kind of freedom comes, definitely it comes, but only when you put in substantial amount of effort into it. And exactly, what you need to do is you need to learn to deal with the kind of challenges that are coming your way every single day. Okay, so success is not supposed to look picture perfect. It will look a little messy. It will look like, you haven't gotten it all together. And it is still important to keep going, because that is how you achieve things. That excellence is important, that there is some area of improvement that always remains. But if you want the perfection from step one, that is where most of the people stop. That is where most of the people stay stuck. Ashwati is asking, is it good for someone who wants to start a career for the first time after graduating few years back? Yes. Starting a career is always a good time. Whether you're starting just after your graduation, you're starting few years after your graduation. But what you need to know is, what skill are you good at? What is something that people want to pay you for and you would love doing it for people? So I figured that out for a lot of people. Okay, so there are, mothers, when they take career breaks, they say that I don't know anything now, I have become like, I sometimes feel that my skills are irrelevant. Oh my god, you have learned to manage a household, and it is such a big responsibility. I mean, the kind of management that home requires, that kitchen requires, that kids require. I don't think the corporate management is difficult than that. The corporate, the work stuff is way easier than managing a house. I have done both. Like, I don't have kids, but I've seen my mom manage us. So I would definitely say that this part is more difficult. Okay, so ladies, if you have rocked here, you are going to rock there. Okay, the pressure that you will experience there would be nothing than the pressure you experience every day in your own home or kitchens. Because yeah, women have this, that I want to do everything, I want to be very good at everything that I do, I want to serve the best food, I want to have the best kind of relationships, I want my children to be smiling, and our biggest guilt comes from not being best at all these roles. So yeah, in a way it burns you out, it is toxic as well if you overdo it. But if you just say that, if I have handled so much pressure, Okay, I can anyway handle the corporate pressure and all of that. But yes, you need to put a context to the skill. Let's say you've learned multitasking. You need to give it a business context. You need to give it a work context. And this is what we have done for our clients who want to restart after their career breaks. And as I said, that they are doing wonders in their work areas now. Okay, and they are continuously wanting to go from that good to great. Okay, so YouTube is asking us to, experiment with a Q&A and a simple pleasure you enjoy. Oh my god, the question went off. I wanted to ask that to you guys. Okay, no problem. So this is what I am saying, that any time you want to restart your career, ladies, it is a good time. And first people, when I told them I am a life coach for women, they didn't understand. I coach men also, but mostly women, and I have a softer corner to women. I have confessed it. Okay, so a lot of people would never understand what I do. So I told my colony ladies, especially, that I help women restart their careers. I build their confidence, I build their leadership skills, I build their communication, I develop their personality, I help them get productive. This they understand. So, and they also appreciate me a lot for doing this because they feel that this is something that's needed, and yes, it is needed. I mean, we oftentimes think that if I do that and if I get out of my home, my family is going to suffer or they have to make certain sacrifices. But that's not true. If your resentment keeps building, and it is true both ways. Let's say you're very ambitious and you had to take a break for some reason, and let's say children, and now your children are grown up or they're growing up, and you think it's the right time to get back, and if you don't get back, you're going to feel resentment, you're going to get angry every time you see your child, that because of you I sacrificed my career. And as a child, it would be such a bad place for the child also, that my mother had to do so many sacrifices for me, and the child can also feel a lot of burden growing up. So if you want to start something and you want to grow it eventually and you have that ambition, it's okay. I also know of women who were not feeling that the corporate thing is their thing. They were at a good position, but now that they had a child and they felt like my child needs me more, they have worked with me to actually quit their job, do something else, as a part time thing, and be a full time mom. So they are, let's say, a part time something else, but they are a full time mother because they think it's important for me to be with my child at that age. Okay, 2-year-old child or a 3-year-old child till the child goes to school. So this is a really a motherly instinct, that how long do you want to be with your child, and whether you want to quit your job and with your child, or whether you want to your child is growing up, you want to build the necessary support, and you want to go back to your career. So both the things are valid. I won't say one is better than the other because it is so much more about who you are as a person, right? So you need to understand who you are as a person and then decide what you want to do. And these non judgmental conversations are so important, especially for women, because we can have a lot of guilt of not having it all figured out, at one point, where sometimes the major block that women have can also be around, okay, my first child has grown up, I want to get back to my career, and I also want to plan my second child, whether you want to keep a gap or whatever. But then what kind of career do I choose? Do I go back to my career now or after my second child? Because then again you'll have a career break. So all of these kind of conversations are very, very important. And the more consciously a woman plans her life, okay, more likely she is to manifest it happily. Same with men. The more consciously you plan your lives, the more likelihood that you are going to manifest it, in an effortless way. When I say effortless, I'm not saying you don't have to do any hard work, but you just know where things are going. Okay, and I think we live in today's day and age where all of these planning is becoming very important with time. And when I say planning, it is not just a cerebral thing that you're going to plan it only with logic. Okay, especially when it is things like, I wanted my career to be really close to my heart. So I've considered my emotions also when I chose my career. And when it comes to children, when it comes to, the place you want to stay, or the person that you want to marry, I always consider my clients emotions as well as logic. Because see, the best decisions that are made, even I believe that, and I see that happening in my life, people's life, everybody's life, are made when logic and emotion marries each other. Like when logic and emotion goes together. Like whether I question my decision of becoming a life coach logically or emotionally, the answer is yes, this is right for me. It feels right for me, and it is logically also right for me. Okay, so when I have that surety, no matter who questions me in which format, I have zero doubt on myself as a life coach today. Did I start with this point? No, I started with a lot of self doubt, but I eventually reached here. So we can start with a lot of self doubt in, in the directions that where we want to grow. And yes, no matter you take any kind of journey, you are going to experience a lot of discomfort in that journey. But what do you do with that discomfort is important. Okay, it's not that if you're experiencing some discomfort, it's a wrong journey that you have taken and you're going to take a U turn from there. But you are really going to, give yourself the pause, the rest that is required. Okay, for example, I'm not somebody who wakes up super early in the morning. I really like if I can sleep a little longer, that makes me feel good. So I give that to myself. Okay, so even if my days are becoming uncomfortable or anything else is becoming uncomfortable, I try to sneak in those moments of comfort. Okay, or a small phone call with my brother and we laugh about something on the call, and then we literally talk for 2 3 minutes when he's busy and I am busy. But those 2 3 minutes also make a huge difference, right? So this symphony or the rhythm of life, which has logic as well as emotion in it, is beautiful. And whoever tells you that you don't have to take your emotions along with you, it's not the best thing, because you are a human and you want to feel good, you want to feel happy, you want to feel loved, you want to feel cared for, and you want to we want to be dealt with a lot of patience also, right? And sometimes you need more motivation, that hey, somebody just supports me or pushes me to do things. And a lot of times you also need patience. Okay, so we humans, we are a symphony of all of this, so we all are like different instruments. Okay, and we just need to first find out which instrument you are and how would you like to be played, and how would you like to play. If you are the orchestrator of the whole thing that is happening, how would you want to do it? And after making these journeys for so many other people, I feel so amazed when I look at their transformations. I feel so amazed that what possibilities human lives can hold and human beings can hold. Okay, so tapping into your unknown potential is definitely going to be uncomfortable, and I have seen moments with people where they're disappointed, they're uncomfortable, they think that results, whether they're going to come, not come, all of that, pushing harder, learning from your mistakes, all of it is a part of the experience. But when it happens, and when it really happens in your being, and you see yourself doing something that you didn't imagine you would do, the feeling is very different. So for me to observe that as a coach, or for anybody else, people who said that I'll never come on camera, I'll never go on stage, I made them do that, all of that. So when I see that happening, I feel so happy. I feel so proud of them that they chose their transformation. Okay, so a lot of content coming your way, you guys, and I'm going to talk about various observations that I have had with people. Thank you, everyone who stayed till the end. Bye bye. See you in the next live. Subscribe to my channel if you like what you see.